let's get into. We'll start with the Lady Vols basketball. Is this past week, Tennessee played against Florida on Thursday night and got a big 88-81 win in this game. I don't believe that they might have gotten down at some point against Florida. I did not get a chance to watch this game. I do know that the game was tied at halftime at 42, and Tennessee, of course, comes out with the 88-81 win in this one, making them 3-0 in the conference. One of four teams in the conference that is 4-0. Skylar, what are some of your thoughts on this game here?
Yeah, so in the third quarter, Florida actually had a lead several different times. In the first quarter, they were up at 19, I think 19-15 at one point. But they had the lead as late as I think the third quarter. They were up, but it was like by 1 point. And then, Tennessee kind of gradually just kept pulling away. And Florida made a late push right there at the end of the fourth, but that's when you're swapping fouls and whatnot. Regardless, the Lady Vols had a great game. They had a hard-fought comeback win against Kentucky last week, where we talked about it literally right as we were coming on the show. And it was great for them to come back, bounce back. Not that they needed to bounce back, but they did. Against Florida, who at the time was 9-5 and 0-2 in the conference. Not a big foe, but it's always Florida. It's always a good day when you beat Florida. And the Lady Vols got it done. They actually start the season now 10-5, but the 3-0 in the conference, man. Kelly Harper's starting strong in SEC play.
Yeah, and Kelly Harper has done really well in the SEC. She hadn't done so well outside of the conference, but she's also scheduled some really tough teams in her tenure as the Lady Vols head coach outside of conference, which has prepared them for conference play. And you're sitting at 3-0 along with teams like South Carolina and LSU, and Vanderbilt somehow is in there. But we looked at their schedule earlier, and they have not played a lot of good competition earlier. The one ranked team that they played was their one loss on the year. But looking at this game right here, the two stats that stand out to me, one is the rebound numbers. Tennessee out rebounded Florida 50-34, so that is huge for Tennessee. Also, they shot 86.7% from the free throw line, 26 of 30, and Florida shot 62.5%, 15 of 24. So right there, if Florida makes their free throws, they probably win the game. But a concerning stat for me for the Lady Vols is the 17 turnovers. That could come back to bite them later on down the year, as Florida only turned it over 10 times in the game. But also looking at the box score there, Tennessee had three players that had 15-plus points. You had Sarah Puckett with 20 points on the night, Jewel Spear also with 20 points, and then Rakia Jackson, the do-it-all player, had 18 points. So impressive output from those three players for Tennessee in the game.
And I know it's not flashy, but Key, I'm blanking on her name. Tamari Key. Thank you. I literally found it as soon as I thought about that. She had 9 points off the bench, and what she's been able to do last couple of games is pretty impressive. And I don't want that to go unnoticed that she put in 16 minutes off the bench, got 9 points. She's a baller. Usually on the boards, she only got 3 against Florida, but she's a blocking machine. She got 2 more blocks against Florida. That's actually the only 2 blocks in the game were from her. And when people try to go in the paint against Tamari Key, it's gonna get rejected. I mean, it's
and another note on Tamari Key, and if I'm wrong on this, correct me, but I believe she is the player that last year had to take time away from the team because she had blood clot issues in her lungs, and she is still working back from that. So the fact that she's able to get out there and put in the time that she does on the floor, I mean, she played 16 minutes in the game Thursday night and had 9 points and 3 rebounds with those 2 blocks. So I mean, she's making a lot of production with the minutes that she is playing.
I don't doubt it one bit. I was trying to look but I can't find that. So I mean, if that's true, that's crazy. That's a lot like Trey Smith, the football team, and actually ended up hurting his draft stock a little bit. But had a similar problem with blood clots, but ended up being one of the best linemen that we've had at the University of Tennessee, and he's making a difference in Kansas City right now. So I wish nothing but the best for Tamarki, but I want her to keep playing her butt off, dude. I mean, she's doing a great job for the Lady Vols. But really, I think more than anything, just having the whole team healthy again, man.
Yeah,
Like I said, I didn't
absolutely.
realize how hurt, Kelly Harper's kind of roster managing the beginning of the season, but getting Rakia Jackson back and having the whole team healthy, you're starting to see Sarah Puckett hit the three a little bit more consistently now. She was 4 of 6 against Florida, just raining them from threes, and starting to see. I mean, high scoring, 88 points against Florida. Now defense is going to have to tighten up a little bit, but they'll get there. And right now, we're going to enjoy the 3-game winning streak to open up SEC play, and hopefully we can keep this train rolling